My name's Camilo, and my company Connecto, we make a lot of local commercials, and I thought it'd be fun to show you guys kind of a really raw look of what goes behind the scenes in one. We're here at Samples restaurant in Longmont. We're doing a simple spot for them. We're going to do some beer reviews and some food, kind of announce their new menu. But I want to kind of show up the setup we have. So over here, we're going to set up kind of this production station. So we'll shoot food in the back, shoot some cool kitchen shots, flaming pans, that kind of thing. Then we're going to bring the food out here to shoot stills and video of the food, just plated food. So it looks delicious. And then we'll cheat everything and do another setup right here with two volunteers for they'll be eating the food. And then we're gonna set up here, kind of on the corner, with for owner interviews. And the point is, we don't want to move our lights constantly, so we're kind of staging everything in places so we can leave them. And we brought 3 LED lights and 1 overhead light for the food. So, hope you enjoy. Follow along with us. So we're shooting today. We're going to shoot mainly the GH5 will be our A camera. It's going to be shooting 4K 60p. Really great for the kitchen shots. And then we have it on a rig for nice stable shots. Simple on-camera microphone. And then the other camera is going to be a G7 shooting in 1080. So we'll output in 1080. It's going to be shooting 1080 60. Kitchen where the restaurant's actually going to open in a few minutes. Like here, we need to be able to move it back and forth for the prep, the building of the restaurant. Making sure you talk with the staff or the chef beforehand is very important because you really want to get a good idea of what's going to happen when, so you can follow along and really understand the process. And communication really is key here. So a lot of the shots that we're getting are just tight, very in close of the food. We let them go at their speed since we're shooting slow motion. So Mickey, the chef, can kind of move his speed. A 20mm pancake lens, so I can get really close with nice depth of field for a nice low depth. Not buying a gimbal or anything, just 2 hands. Some tips on shooting in a kitchen, especially a functioning kitchen, is to just, be aware, talk to your subject, make sure everybody knows what's going on, and move quickly. Be ready to kind of move in, get real close, so you can grab the shots that you need. You don't really have a lot of time to set up or to make sure that everything's perfect. So it's one of those things you want to try to just get as much as you can, and live with what you have. And a side tip, if you're dealing with kitchens, always recommend they use black gloves. They look so much better than the blue gloves. We have, we're now going to set up for shooting the food here. So we're going to start with this fried ice cream. They'll get a drink for us made. And it's super important to keep talking to the staff about what you need. We're going to set this up. I have it on a slider. We need different angles, some movement shots. Again, we're gonna shoot stills and video. I may take it off the slider. Okay, so here, whenever I'm shooting food or something close, I love having an external monitor, just so I know I'm nailing focus. This is just a Field World 7-inch monitor. You know, attaches easy. I don't really use it when I'm shooting handheld, but here you can see we'll be able to get a nice shot of what we're trying to get. You can see the fill light, the overhead light, just supplementing the natural light from the side, from the windows. I like to really spend a lot of time getting really good shots of the plated food, both stills and videos. And this is really helpful when you're using it for future content and using it for short social spots. And then be meticulous on how you set it up, how you want the table to look. You want the table to look like someone's gonna sit down and eat. You don't want it just kind of out in the open by itself, and have some kind of other things in the scene to get scale. I don't really arrange the food. I expect the food to kind of come out of the kitchen arranged, and usually the chefs or the cooks know to make it as pretty as possible. But you want the food to look appealing and have the best angle on the food, and if it looks good to you, it's gonna look good to your audience. We don't like getting people chewing is the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So it's just like a conversation, bite, picking at the food, cutting it, bringing it up to your mouth is kind of what we do. So here we have Connor and Laura. They volunteered to eat food for us. Is it weird to eat food this early in the morning?
No, I'm starving.
No, you're starving. Good. Good. Perfect. So we're just going to get smiles, happy shots of them, eating, cutting, trying. A lot of handheld. And this is just really quick B-roll. I'm shooting on the 14. Nice and wide so I can get close. When working with the extras, always just make sure you talk. Tell them what you need. Talk through them. Most people are happy to oblige. You just need to know what you're doing. And I always try to keep it light, try to keep it funny, just so there's a lot of smiling and people aren't anxious. Again, we kept everything kind of localized. So we just moved the lights, pulled the lights out, moved the one from the kitchen, and are just in a clear part of the restaurant here. I like to stay out of the way even though we're in the way for the setups. When shooting non-experienced talent, just make sure they're prepared, that they have a kind of an outline in their mind of what they're gonna say, and give them as many takes as they need. And then even more important is give them breaks. You'll watch them get tired, and let them take breaks before you put them on the spot again.
We also have a bottle of can selection, about 40 beers that we pick, source out, that you're not going to find at your everyday liquor store, or you can enjoy here for a reasonable price, and we can introduce you to a world of beer. So here I've got a couple of the new items off of our menu. I've got our farmhouse burger and our pickled and blue salad.
Okay, finally grab a beer, sit down, and you can watch kind of a rough cut of the commercial that we put together.
Try something on our new menu, all about comfort food and craft drinks. The Primo is one of our many vegetarian options on the menu. Fresh mozzarella, heirloom tomatoes, a beer balsamic dressing. It's just a fantastic option for lunch. One of the things we had to have on there was the drunken duck pot pie. We cooked the duck in its own fat. We then add beer to it because, you know, I kind of feel bad for the duck because it's getting cooked in its own fat, so I'm like, hey, have a little beer while you're doing it. It is the ultimate in comfort. You've got that puff pastry on top, a little rosemary that we torch for aromatics on it. It just really pulls together, and it's just this exceptional comfort food. I had to ask my chef, like, how are we gonna fry ice cream? Because that doesn't make any sense to me, but he's a genius. He surrounds the ice cream in pound cake, and then he batters it in this sweet batter, and then he drops it in a fryer. He does a bourbon butter on top of it. It's next level dessert. I'd love you to all come on down, come into Samples, get some comfort food, enjoy our craft beer selection, and just take it easy, because that's what we're here to do.
So I hope you enjoyed getting a look at kind of what goes in a normal little half-day shoot at a restaurant. You can see it's all about kind of preparation, planning where everything needs to go, and not moving a bunch of equipment so you can get in and out quickly. And there's a whole people piece about making sure the subject, your interviewee, is comfortable and smiley and happy. But usually in places like this, the owner or the managers really make that easy. So see you next time.